Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back. So we're in the drum room. I have the PDP Classic Concept Maple here. I just put all the microphones on it. I just took them all off of my X7. But before I do the video, I just wanted to do something real quick that's been bothering me for quite a while, and that's just, it's little details that really take things a long ways. And I used to say that when I was building my car, and I do the exact same thing when I'm putting a drum set together. It's just little things here or there that if you just move something or clean something, it really makes a big deal. And some people never notice it, some people will never notice it, but for you, it's a game changer. And one of those is this 12-inch rack tom that I'm using comes with the mount on there, and I am not using it. As you can see, I've got it in a basket. So I actually want to take this mount off, and I'm going to switch it with this old style mount that's on this older PDP popcorn snare drum. So I'll put the newer look onto the older drum. So that'll make the older drum look a little newer. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go get some chrome bolts, and we're going to stick some chrome button bolts where these holes were to help cover that up. Now I've done that before. I've done it on the PDP X7 when I took all the legs off and switched it out to the STM mount. I went ahead and put chrome bolts and everything. It looks really nice. You'd never really know. So instead of just leaving some holes, we're going to take this drum apart. We're going to run over to the hardware store. We're going to grab some button bolts, some nuts, some washers, and then we're going to put this over there. We're going to do some switcheroos, and we're going to put it back and just make a little bit cleaner look that won't drive me nuts knowing that there's a hanger here, even though I'm not going to use it. So let's start taking this thing apart and make it a little prettier. So I got the drum up on the Lazy Susan here. We're going to go ahead and take it apart. First, I just like to loosen them all a little bit, and then I'll go ahead and crank it. Instead of taking the pressure off of one and keeping the rest tight, I like to just take a little bit of pressure off of all of them, and then once it's nice and loose, then we'll go ahead and take everything off. Take the hoop, take the head, ooh, woo! All right. Now inside you'll see it's just 2 Phillips screws and a plate, and that'll take that right off. So we're gonna go ahead, grab a screwdriver, and let's take that apart. And then this should just come right off. So now we took our plate off. The only problem is you can actually see a little bit of a fade because this hasn't got any sun, but eventually it'll catch up and this will look just like everything else. So what I'm going to do now is basically, if we see this screw, we're going to take this with us because this is the size that we want. If we go from one side to the other, that'll give us plenty of depth to use. And I'm going to find a bolt this size, going to get a washer and a nut, and then we're going to put that through. So let's go ahead, let's go to the store and let's go get some replacement. It's just 2 little bolts. The only thing you got to remember is they need to be big enough to not go through. So if we look too, this bolt head is pretty much the same size as this hole. So we'll want to make sure that our bolt is as thick as this head and see what we can't do. So let's go to the store. All right, so I'm just at the local store, and here we have chrome bolts, and these are button heads, and that's what we're gonna find. Let's see what we can find here. Can I do this one-handed? I don't know. Oh yeah, that's gonna be pretty. Let's see, you can get them a little bit. Well, I've got to put this camera down. Hold on. There we go. So that's pretty close. So I said this head is about the same size as the thread, and look at that. Boom. In height, pretty short. It's the closest one I got. I think that's gonna be a good fit. Let's just check one more down. Nope. Then it's long. So we just want 2 of these. Nice. What are they? Expensive. Look at that, $4. Woo. Okay. Then you also need a nut for it. So stop nuts. And a washer. So washer. Perfect. 2 of those. And washers. There we go. Locking nuts. Okay. Let's go pay for these and get out of here. I'm back from the hardware store. Here's our bolt. Let's see how I did. I just kind of eyeballed it, didn't do any measuring or anything. So take that apart. Take that apart. If you're questioning how much did it cost, they're not cheap, by the way. It was like $12.39 for these little parts. Oh, the moment of truth. Oh, look at that. It's perfect. It doesn't move at all. So, this is what it's basically going to look like. I'll stick that in there. Stick that in there. And now, instead of just 2 holes or that big bracket, we're going to have this really nice looking pair of buttons. So, now what I need to do is I just need to grab an Allen, and I need to grab a socket at this size, and I'm going to tighten it up. So I'm going to go find that real quick. Look at that. All right. Now we'll reassemble. When I do use this to put it back together, I very carefully do it so it doesn't actually tighten. It just gets it down there, because these things can take forever. Being the, the DW True Tune million thread count. Alright, and I'll tune this up later, stick it on the drum, but let's do this. Let's take this, and let's switch it with, and there she is. Now, if you recognize this snare drum, it's probably because you watched one of the other videos. So I had taken this drum apart and installed this DW mag, throw off, and these upgraded PDP lugs to it. So now we're going to take it apart so we can take this bracket off and replace it with this bracket. Now hopefully the holes are in the same spot, so we will find out here shortly. Where is it? So here it is. Let's see how close we are. I think it's spot on. So again, take that out. Pull that off. Grab that rag. Spray it down again. All right. And let's find out. the exact same. So that's awesome. So I'm also going to use the plate, of course. So we'll just take the same screw, shove it through the hole, fire in the hole. Nice. Take the second one. Awesome. And just like that. Now I have pretty much a fully upgraded. Down the road, I really want to switch out these tension rods. Are just awful. They're old. I haven't switched those out, but I want to swap those out and put all new tension rods in. So now we'll go ahead, put our head back on. And put this back together. And again, I'm just getting them started. Okay, I'm gonna take it to the other room. I'm gonna do some tuning, and then we will go from there. But I think this is looking pretty awesome. Switch rooms. There you have it. A nice, clean Tom. Just two nice chrome bolts. They blend in with everything else. And now my snare drum is almost 100% updated. Eventually I want to do new lugs or new tension rods for it. But now it's got the upgraded mount. It looks like the floor Tom. And now this Tom is nice and clean. So when I go to do videos, pictures, recording, since it sits on the basket, now I don't have that big nasty, mount on there that I'm not using because I use the DW basket. So it's an easy thing to do to just clean up a little bit and make it look complete. So thanks for watching. Any questions, throw them down below.